I want to start by saying this. I haven't necessarily been the biggest fan of Nicki Minaj. And as an artist, person who writes music, person who's a creative, etc., 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 I've always thought she was very talented, no doubt about it. And just like most artists, right, they have some problems. And you typically work with them, especially if you're a fan. I wasn't necessarily a fan. Most of her career, I didn't like, I thought she was talented. But a lot of her music and her content, what she was saying, I was like, But recently, within the last, I would say 2 or 3 years, I've seen some interviews. I'm like, okay, I like her as she has become a mother. And, I think I like her better as a person opposed to a facade. So when I recently heard that she was joining forces, right, with the government to communicate and discuss the problems that's happening in Nigeria, okay? Now, I've talked about this a lot on this channel. I've discussed my disagreement and my frustration with Christian suffering. Anywhere Christian suffers, I'm suffering when I hear about it because these are my brothers and my sisters, genuinely. So when I heard Nicki Minaj was speaking on this issue, I was like, that's a good look. That's a great thing. I mean, I pray for her, and I'm blessed that she's able to use her influence and her experience to discuss this. And I didn't know her to be a professing Christian. I don't know what she was saying. Even when I listened to her message, it wasn't crystal clear that she was saying that. And though I'm a Christian and I would love to have, lock arms with my sister in Christ if that's what she is, and I pray she is, she talked about the suffering and what people are going through in Nigeria. And it's a lot of suffering. It's a lot of people dying. It's a lot of people getting killed, people running, because of their beliefs. And as she stated in a lot of her speech, it's true. You shouldn't suffer. You shouldn't be killed and persecuted for your beliefs. Now, I don't share beliefs with some other people. I believe that you have understanding, acceptance. You try to, give people opportunities. I think there's a certain point where some people are so filled with demons, like the demon Christ cast out, Legion, right? He had so many demons on him that they are no longer, functioning humans. They're like just victims of flesh. They're lust and greed and anger and frustration and depression. There's so many of them going on at once that they're almost not even human anymore. Though they are still human, Christ can do great things. But I know that she's dealing with demons. I'm grateful that she was able, and I pray for her. I hope that anyone watching this prays for Nicki Minaj, because just like us, we are all struggling. And I pray that God enters her heart, and that she sees through this persecution and through this pain how it is important to embrace Christ. And she's doing a great thing by speaking up for people who are being persecuted. So I hope you do the same thing. Stand up for our brothers and sisters in Nigeria.